Wow, this is so fancy.
It is, eh?
Why'd you keep the little one upstairs?
Well, we bought a set.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll move my mic here. So yeah, we bought a set of these for our plants outside.
Oh, okay.
And after taking it out of the packaging and everything, I was like, man, that would look really good down in the studio. But it was the last one they had at Lowe's.
Oh.
So I was like, we should get another set. And Sue's like, yeah. So she looks it up, and the only place that had it was Rona.
Oh.
In Embrun.
Oh, God.
So I asked Mark to pick up.
Oh, wow. This is like a team effort.
Yeah, and he forgot.
Oh, okay.
So I went on Thursday to Rona, picked them up, and there's a smaller one, but I thought this one would be perfect size.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah.
And then when things open, we can go chair shopping.
Yes, get some chairs to.
Get
So that way I don't have to haul this thing back up and down the stairs every fucking time.
Are we basically just going to try IKEA first?
Yeah, we could do IKEA. There are those poofs at
Structube. I don't know how they're going to feel about us walking into Structube just wanting to sit on their chairs.
Well, that's what they do.
I guess that's what they do.
Yeah.
We'll just have this. A bunch of my hair just came out. Would you like it?
No.
I'll put it in my pocket. Put it right back.
I find your hair's all over the place here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's literal tumbleweeds at my apartment. So.
So this is episode 28.
28.
Of F That.
Photo chat.
Blink, blink.
I don't know what I just did with my mouth. I'm like,
Yeah. You're doing your praying mantis.
oh God.
Haven't had any cicadas. They're only in the States, supposedly.
Excuse me? I'm left out of this?
Yeah.
Or we're left not just personally me. I'm personally offended that we're not having a bug apocalypse over here. Yeah. How was your week?
Not bad. Yeah, I went to Petrie Island and shot one morning, and
You had anything?
not really, no. I got some macro shots of this green beetle type thing.
Cool.
And, like, you know I don't like anything with more legs than my dog, right?
Yes.
So...
And you know I do.
Yes. So this beetle was, like, hustling ass towards me, and I'm, like, ready to jump, and it goes underneath this little tiny piece of wood.
Yeah.
And just hides there.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't see him, but I knew he was underneath that piece of wood. So I lifted up that piece of wood just to make sure he didn't like crawl underneath or something like that. And he was there, but he wasn't moving. So I was like, fuck. Macro lens. So I pulled out the macro lens and took a couple of shots.
Yeah.
And then I guess it got too hot for him. He suddenly started moving.
Mm-hmm.
And he went for another shady spot underneath me.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm sure all the birds were laughing their asses off because I was doing fucking boogie. I was dancing.
I would pay some good money to see that dancing.
So he finally took off and went up a tree, but like, no.
Oh my God. That's really cool. I'm excited to see those photos.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. Are you going to have the willpower to edit them and look at it
I've
again?
already edited.
Do you smell toast? I almost said, did you taste toast?
So yeah, I've already edited them, but that sounds funny, eh?
Just keep going. We're never going to get past this if we keep stopping at it.
But I haven't downloaded them onto my phone. I haven't posted them on Instagram yet.
Okay.
So.
I'm excited to see them.
Yeah.
My, you know how my Google feed Just kidding. It never even picks up my voice when I say, hey, Google anymore, because it's dying. My Google News feed, which is where I normally get camera news, it changes. Because I think the FBI wants to stay up with me, you know? It's like, what's Vanessa into today? My little agent is doing his work there. Last week and the week before, it was a lot of bug stuff.
Okay.
Which is why I talk about bugs.
Yeah.
This week, I don't know what the fuck I clicked, but my news feed is now full of just space stuff.
Oh, because of the moon.
Yes, but it's not nice, interesting space stuff to read. It's they were talking about a solar storm.
Okay.
Where some piece of whatever has hurled itself off the fucking sun and is throwing itself at the earth at an alarming rate.
Oh, okay.
Then it started talking about huge, like, weather issues which happens from these things. So, like, hurricanes, floods. Well, maybe not floods, that was weird. Hurricanes, like, tornadoes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I'm like, wow, existential crisis time. Thanks, Google. This morning there was another one, and it's like, how much time do we have left on Earth? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't like it. But before I forget, speaking of space... our shout out of the week goes to Nicholas.
Yes.
Nick. His Instagram is Through Nick's Lens. I don't know why I felt that was a good segue.
Well, because he does astrophotography. Yeah,
so he does a whole bunch of different type of photography, but my favorite, and I know a lot, and I don't know if it's your favorite too, of his is his astrophotography. He does bitchin' star shots.
Yeah.
Like amazing. And he shoots it all with a Nikon Z7.
Yes.
So he's on.
He actually stopped by the store yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I feel like I'm never going to see him again.
Yeah, probably not.
Bye, Nick.
Well, we'll interview him
when
we start doing interviews.
Yeah, that's. We also want to. God. I'm saying it, but I'm saying it on behalf of both of us. We do want to do interviews, and I know we've said it a bunch. And we were thinking of doing it through Zoom and stuff, but I didn't have the energy to think of that.
Yeah, it's going to be... doing... Like, this is totally off-topic type thing, but doing a one-on-one interview is no problem.
Yeah.
It's doing the two-on-one interview part that's going to be the hard part.
Yeah.
Because, like, if we did, like, a one-on-one... I just put my headphones on.
Yeah.
And we each record our own segment, and then I combine them together. But doing a two-on-one, we can't have... I can't plug in two sets of headphones into my computer. I need an adapter, and that means we need two sets of headphones.
Yeah, it's just...
with a long enough cable to reach.
Too complicated.
Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do that. And this is,
Yeah, it's too much. Anyways, we are planning that... I mean, I don't think and nobody was planning for this COVID thing to last this long.
Exactly, yeah.
So when we first started this, we were like, oh, soon enough we'll be able to get into doing, like, in-person interviews.
Yep.
And we started making lists of people who we wanted to interview. And yeah, so we still want to do it. It's just going to take a while.
Yeah.
But anyways, go follow Nick. He'll be on for an interview, hopefully. He's our weatherman.
Yes.
He actually is a weatherman.
Yeah,
I don't know your official title, Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nick the weatherman who takes space photos. I need you to confirm if these solar fucking things. He's like, I'm probably reading fucking conspiracy theories or something. You know what's going to be even worse is that the fact that I just called it a conspiracy theory. If he reaches out after and says it's not a conspiracy theory, cue the existential crisis.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Yeah, this solar storm thing seems really freaky. Confirm, please.
But you got to think about, like, we are not talking camera news at all here. Anyways, you got to think, like, something that hurls itself from the sun, okay?
Doesn't sound too good.
Doesn't sound good, no. But if you look at the size of our galaxy, and at the rate we're spinning around the sun, and the distance we are from the sun, that's got to be pinpoint fucking accuracy.
Yeah.
For it to hit us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, oh, it's just a flaming ball of fire hurling itself towards the earth.
Yeah.
The ring of fire.
Now, did you go out and shoot the moon?
I didn't. That's what I wanted to fill you in on.
She texted me the night before this blood moon, whatever, super blood moon or whatever. It was a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, it's also blood moon.
Yeah. Dalton one. Yeah. And she's like, we're going out. We'll be there at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. It's like, a.m.? No. No, I don't mind getting up 5:30, but 4 o'clock is not. No.
That's too far.
Yeah. And I was looking, and it's like it's going to be partially cloudy and everything. It's like no.
So I set an alarm, and I set an alarm for 3:30, and we hadn't decided if we were for sure going. I had during the day. And then I was looking more into it, and it's like, it's not really that visible.
Yeah.
Like, we might not even see it. I was like, fuck. Okay. Well, the sky looked really clear. I was like, I'm going to wake up at 3:30, go outside, and look up at the sky all around the building. And if I can't see it somewhere in the sky at that point, we're not going.
Okay.
Because if it's that low at all, like, if it was visible and it was that low, we would not find somewhere easily accessible to view it that's not more than 30 minutes away.
Just very quickly. 3:30 a.m. You're gonna go step outside.
I did.
In Vanier.
Yeah.
And you're worried about the sun doing something to us.
Anyways, I was fine. I was very scared. I was fine. So my alarm went off at 3:30, and Justin is like dead asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like getting up, getting ready. Just not getting ready. I just was wearing sweatpants. And I'm like, okay, I'm going out. And he's like, doesn't even say okay. He's so tired. And I did a loop around the building, and lo and behold, no fucking moon.
Right.
So then I'm laying there, and I'm like, okay, I'll go to bed. Couldn't fall back asleep. So I'm laying there like, I gotta find a live stream then. Like, I'll just look up a live stream, and I had forgot to turn off all my other alarms for like 4:30, 4:45. So I woke up through all those. Went through a couple live streams. Nothing was happening on the live stream because I was watching it at 4:45 is when it started, but nothing was really visible until like 7 a.m. So then I set an alarm for 5:30, 6:30, and 7. It was a rough day. That was my birthday. I got to go home early, and I went to bed at like 9:30. But
how was your birthday?
It was good.
Yeah?
Watched some Forensic Files and Handmaid's Tale. Ate Japanese food and donuts. It was good. But yeah.
Did you just start The Handmaid's Tale, or you...
No, we're caught up.
Okay.
Have you watched?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting good.
Yeah.
Justin was getting...
What do you mean it's getting good? It's always been good.
I thought it was always good. It was driving Justin up the wall at how slow the second season was.
Okay.
Which it was.
Yeah.
Like... There were a lot of really slow episodes where they didn't get much accomplished. I liked all of them.
Yeah.
Even the slow ones, but it's... I didn't think it would get any better, and it is. So, I'm happy with it. I also watched the Friends reunion yesterday.
Okay.
I cried. I was wearing socks that said, "Do not disturb, I'm watching Friends."
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a thing with Friends.
Yeah. Because you have none.
I know. They are my friends. They make me feel like I'm social. Anyways, should we dive in?
Yes, feet first.
Feet first. Toe first.
Just tuck.
I don't think anybody else could see that, but that was the most pointed toe. Are you secretly a ballerina?
It's not a secret.
Yeah, there was that video. That
exactly, yeah. When my tutu went up.
Yep. Oh God help us all.
There's a vision for you.
So yeah, we have a little bit of camera news today. It's more so just little stuff.
Yeah, a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
Rumors coming out the yin yang.
Yeah.
Like.
That's where the good yang is.
So, first off, like always, I get to throw in some Olympus news.
Yep, go for it.
Olympus is having a huge sale on their EM1X. It's like $1,200 off right now.
Off the X?
Off the X,
That's
yes.
pretty good. Sorry, took me a second.
Even off the EM1.
Thanks. Does that mean it's 2,400 off? Anyways, just keep going. I don't know where the fuck that came from.
So yeah, it's like $1,200 off. This is their flagship camera. The autofocus on that thing is insane. It's got like tracking for like trains, cars, planes, and they've thrown in birds.
Planes, trains, and automobiles?
Yeah.
And birds.
And
it has bird tracking?
yeah, it has bird tracking.
Wow.
So I've never played with it. I'd love to play with one of those, but I can't afford it. Even
sold
now
one.
at $1,200 off, but
I've only ever sold one.
yeah. But
And
with
he
that
comes
big
in all the
sale
time.
going on, that means they're trying to get rid of inventory.
Yeah.
Because it said like 3 weeks ago that a new camera was coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been more than a couple of weeks. Where's my new fucking camera? Olympus.
Does that mean that we can expect... Do you think... Because it's all rumors. Well, not rumors. The sale is not a rumor. With, like, the new one coming out, do you think that means that they're going to be replacing the M1X?
Yeah.
Making it better than that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think it's going to be an EM1X Mark II.
You think they're going to make Mark II? Not like... Why? I had to... I'm not sure if you saw me. I had to go through the alphabet real fucking quick there. It's like, what comes after X? Y. Or Z? No, they can't do Z. Nobody's taken Y.
Why not? That was like my bikini last week.
Why not, you know? If anybody's going to start a camera brand,
Yeah.
the Y has not been taken. Y1, Y2. That sounds weird, though. Like, introducing the Y2. What the fuck? It sounds cool. It works. Let's make a camera.
Let's do it. There we go. I just hate their camera names. The Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II or EM1X Mark II.
Mark II, just to add some more.
Yeah.
XY.
Mark II
Like,
Y.
why don't they just do XX? Then the Mark III will be XXX.
Yeah, exactly. Triple X.
Triple X. That would be cool too. Oh my god, look at us.
It's
Watch
for
out,
shooting,
world.
It's for shooting porn.
Introducing the Triple X camera. Macro and wide. Nick's like, is this the episode I had to be associated with? I'm sorry.
Next, in the camera news, Canon has released some firmware updates
Yes.
for their 5D Mark IV, the 1DX Mark II, and I'm sure
Yeah.
the 1DX Mark III as well.
Probably the 3 as well, yeah. Everything newer
Updated
from
the USB 3.
Yeah, it's pretty small, but I think it's pretty... Well, not just me. I've literally read it everywhere, and most people think it's pretty important because it just shows that there's a level of commitment still to their DSLR lineup, even with, what are they, 5 years old?
Oh, at least, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't think they're going to be wiping them off the board for quite a while.
No.
I don't think they're ever going to wipe them off the board.
No, God, no.
No.
But
they're not like phones.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, DSLRs, their firmware updates happen maybe once a year, once every 2 years.
Yeah.
Where mirrorless cameras, they're getting firmware updates all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't... to be honest, before I started working at the camera store, I didn't know that you could update firmware in a DSLR. And a lot of people go the entire lifespan of their DSLR without updating it. Because it's not something that's made to have constant updates like a mirrorless.
Yeah. And sometimes they don't make it easy.
Yeah, no, I can't. I've never even done an update on a DSLR. Nobody came in asking for it. I know how to do them on mirrorless. That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of times it's complicated, and you have to do like press these 5 buttons at the same time.
That's like get a second person in there to push 3 of them. You push 2.
Yeah. But you have to do it while you're underwater.
And upside down.
And upside down. But the camera cannot be underwater.
No.
Right?
You have to tilt your head and close both eyes.
No.
Just one?
Just one, yeah.
To be honest, okay, so I don't want to make it seem like it's easy. I think we probably both think it's easy to update mirrorless now. Most people who update their own cameras have gotten the hang of it, but if you are like, oh, I have a mirrorless camera and I haven't updated it yet, do it carefully, because you can brick your camera, and I didn't know this. I haven't done it, thank God. Knock on wood. I could have done it on this.
Or that.
I just had to get the rumble through the boom pole for effect. It can be a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're not careful, you can't brick your camera.
And if you're not technologically advanced in any way, it can be difficult.
Yeah.
People will be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, well, you just download this zip file, unzip it, put it in this folder, then put it on your card, then make sure it's in this folder, and then go in this folder in your camera, and then hit go and wait.
Yeah.
It sounds fine to me, but...
With the Olympus, I have to plug the camera into the computer, open up the Olympus software app, and then it'll do the update.
The new... I forget how long ago it was. It's not even new anymore. Oh, Z6, Z7 Mark II?
Yeah.
I remember when I was first reading about them, like when they were just coming out, the biggest thing that stuck out in my head was that they were going to be introducing firmware updates through SnapBridge.
Oh, cool.
And when SnapBridge works, it fucking snaps. It's great. Thank you. I was proud of that one. It's not that funny. Anyways.
It's supposed to work very well with the new mirrorless cameras.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Like even with my Z6, I just have a Mark 1, but it works beautifully.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't work with the 750, which it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But I think the 750... Sorry. I think the 750 was the last one, like the oldest one that it doesn't work with. The 780, 850, maybe the 810 doesn't work with it. I know the D500 doesn't work properly. Everything from the 750 up and newer should work with SnapBridge beautifully.
Okay.
Yeah.
But while we're on the Nikon...
Yeah, there's some rumors.
Yes.
There's been a rumor... First of all, the Z8 is still being rumored.
Yeah.
No news about that.
No.
There's a rumor of a new APS-C body. I don't know why it took me so long to say the word body.
And possibly a retro body. Something like this.
For audio listeners, Chuck just pointed at his body. Like his human body. If you can even call it human. We still don't know.
Chuck the gnome.
Oh my god, sorry, this is ADD moment. I don't want to lose it. I'm reading this book. We're going back to Nikon. Pause.
Yes.
I'm reading this book called, I almost called it Gnomes. The Dwarves.
Okay.
It's really good, but they have gnomes in it. I don't know why I needed to say that. Like, it was the most important thing anybody would be hearing all day. The book has been out since, like, 2006, so... just reminded me. There's gnomes in it.
It's important.
And orcs.
Yeah.
And dwarves. Anyways. What was I saying? Nikon. Retro body.
Yes.
Yeah, so... have you seen the DF?
Yes. I've never seen one, but I've seen pictures of it, yeah.
I've been able to hold one when I was in college in my first or second year, I can't remember.
Okay.
Nikon came to our school because our college program, unlike many college programs, a lot of them are like oh, we have all sorts of gear you can try out. Our program was like, nope, you shoot Nikon and Nikon only.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is partially the reason why I still shoot Nikon.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say forced into it. I like Nikon.
You were forced at gunpoint.
But Nikon reps would come to the school with all this gear. And you get like special student pricing, but you were able to play with the gear just for fun. Which, I mean, you can do at camera stores too, but realistically none of us were leaving our fucking apartments unless we were going to school or getting food.
Yeah.
So they brought the DF. And I remember holding it and like taking 2 pictures with it, and I was like, I want this. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, stunning, radiant. It's basically, it looks just like the F, but it's digital.
Yeah. Which
would match my F perfectly.
How much are they?
It's been out for several years, and it's still just under $3,000 for the body.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of opens up a whole new avenue for Nikon if they are going that route.
That'll be, like, if it's an APS-C retro body, that's going to be competing directly with
Fuji.
Yeah, and Olympus.
Yeah, which, I mean, originally when I heard it, I was like, that's not a good decision, Nikon. You're going after Fuji.
Yeah.
But all brands do this to each other.
Yeah.
And I think Nikon, no offense, has discovered that they can't go head on head with Canon.
Or Sony.
Because they've tried that and they're not quite at this. I don't want to say they're not quite at the same level. They do have really good cameras.
Yeah.
And I think they are comparable. I think if they're looking for someone to like actually compete with and not just sit there kind of in like the void of just being comparable, then Olympus and Fuji are the people to go to. Because a lot of people who don't want to lug around heavy cameras will go down to an APS-C or Micro Four Thirds sensor.
Yeah.
And I think that's really a good avenue to go after thinking about it for a while. I'll be interested to see if they're going to put dials on it.
Yes.
Because if they do, then I'm sorry, Fuji, I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
Like, I love Fuji. I regret saying that immediately after I said it. I love you, Fuji. Forever. That kiss in the audio. All our audio listeners, they're like, oh, okay, that's fucking weird. Did Vanessa just make out with the mic? Yes, I did. I should whisper into it next.
Yes. ASMR.
Anyways, that's exciting. Can you hear the phlegm in my throat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. They didn't really release any specs or anything.
No.
But it'll be really exciting to see that, and I think that they're making a good move because they've already made a lot of professionals really happy with the Z6, Z7, and then the Mark IIs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that they need to put their energy into the rumored Z8, work on the Z9, and then they also really need to put their energy into entry level since they knocked out all the entry level DSLRs.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is a really good way to do it and to get a new market of people.
Yeah.
Especially, like, no offense, Gen Zs. And I'm not a Gen Z, I want to clarify. For anybody who's like, Vanessa is a fucking Gen Z, I am not. I am a Zillennial, which is between a Gen Z and a millennial. Because millennials get mad that I call myself a millennial. Because I'm 95. I'm not 95 years old. I was born in 1995.
When does millennials...
So technically, millennials end 96. And it's been up for debate. Debate. It's been up for debate by a lot of people. I consider myself a millennial. I also think it's how you're raised. If you're the oldest kid and you were born in 95, a lot of people act more like Gen Zs. I was not the youngest child, or I was not the oldest child, I was the youngest, so I was raised with like all the millennial stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
I get in arguments all the time about
Alrighty.
it.
I
Anyways.
think you're a millennial.
Thank you. I'll go eat my avocado toast in my apartment with no balcony because I'll never be able to afford a house. And drink my iced coffee. Anyways, that was a really weird thought process.
Yes. Well, that's what we do here.
Welcome to this channel. I think making something retro like that is a really good way to appeal to like that market of people.
Exactly.
Because a lot of, I don't even want to put it into Gen Zs anymore. A lot of people my age and younger are very much into retro things.
Yeah.
And like vintage stuff. It's
I
really
love the
cool.
silver lining on the cameras, like the stuff that Fuji comes out with.
Yeah,
the
they're
Olympus
beautiful.
ones I love that.
Yeah, like there's no arguing it. I think modern cameras are ugly as fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They are ugly as hell. Sometimes they can make them look a little better, but if you're telling yourself that I don't know, what camera? Your 1DX Mark III is the most beautiful piece of gear you've ever held. You're lying.
It's a fucking brick.
It's nice because the insides are nice. It has a good personality, you know?
Yeah.
It's got good innards. The outers are fucking disgusting.
Like, that's the one thing I hated
me.
with Olympus, the EM1 line.
Yeah.
Does not come in silver.
Really?
Yeah, the EM5 and the
That
EM10s are available in silver, but the EM1 not.
So do you think, backing up a little back to Nikon, if they don't add dials, do you think they're in more direct competition with Olympus? Because Olympus doesn't have like your fucking shutter speed and stuff on it.
Yeah, I don't know. They might do like a combination of both type thing.
Yeah, because I'm realizing now if it's an APS-C, those lenses aren't going to have aperture dials on them.
No.
So I wonder if they'll do a hybrid.
So it'll have the dials on the top. You could probably they might have an extra dial for
Your aperture?
your aperture.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I'm really excited about this. I think this is a really good move for them. Even just choosing a different style is a huge thing for them.
Yeah.
Really good move.
Well, they've got to do something. And like
Yeah.
you said earlier, that they're the guys in the middle,
Yeah.
right? So they're not Canon or Sony. They're trying to compete with them, but they're always 2 steps back.
Yep.
And because they're full frame, a lot of their cameras are full frame.
Mm-hmm.
They're not competing with Olympus or Fuji.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if they start just hanging out in the middle,
Yeah.
just being the middle guy,
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect place for them to stay.
I think so. I think it's a really good decision for them. And I think that the DF was so cool and not enough people knew about it.
Yeah.
And not enough people could afford it.
Yeah.
So this is a good decision. In Nikon rumors as well, there are 2 pancake lenses rumored. I just watched it from a video this morning.
Do they come with maple syrup or?
They should, yeah. If you buy them in Canada.
Yes.
I'm not sure if they're APS-C lenses.
Okay.
I forget. It probably clarifies on many different websites, but there's also 2 pancake lenses rumored for a 24mm and a 40mm.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Very exciting. It makes me want to get an APS-C body for absolutely no reason. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Nikon rumors.
Yeah, okay.
So, lots of new cameras rumored, and I know Nikon has a big sale on a lot of their mirrorless right now.
Okay.
On the Nikon website anyways. So that's just more confirmation that new stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
And we have a little list of stuff that's confirmed and we're waiting for.
Yeah, so we've got the Olympics coming up in Japan this summer. It was postponed a year.
Yeah.
And I think it was like, I saw a report that was like 70% of Japanese people do not want the Olympics this year.
Yeah.
But
makes sense.
The Olympics are still happening.
I wonder if they're going to do any kind of, well, I mean, were they even planning on doing anything with an audience in the first place?
I have no idea.
Because it would probably be a safer bet if they were going to go through and do it without an audience.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of things are operating right now, just fucking broadcast it everywhere.
Yeah.
But still, it's kind of risky because everybody's coming from around the world.
Exactly. So, anyways, because of the Olympics, that's when they usually release a whole bunch of cameras.
Yeah.
So it's like it's usually a 4-year, or no, a 2-year span.
Yeah.
Because Summer Olympics, then 2 years later is the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is, right now, we've got the Summer Olympics that were delayed a year. So we've got some good shit that's supposed to be coming out. Like we're talking the Canon R1, the R3, the Nikon Z9, the Z30. There's talk about the Z8. The Panasonic has the GH5 Mark II. There's a GH6.
Yeah.
We got stuff coming from Olympus. Like, that's all for this coming, if not this coming Olympics, next year's Winter Olympics.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what Panasonic's is going to be like, too.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard of them in a while.
Yeah. They just kind of sit in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came out with a full-frame camera.
What?
Yeah.
What one?
The G something or other.
Oh, okay. Clearly
Yeah.
it broke. It was breaking.
It was part of the Elm Mount Alliance.
I'm sorry. It's a miracle that Olympus stuff sticks in my head. Going any further than Olympus is just gone. It's just gone.
Yeah.
Panasonic doesn't stick out to me unless we're talking about video.
Yeah. And that's the main thing that they do is video.
Yeah.
So.
Or unless you're looking at like point and shoots. They make some pretty good point and shoots.
Yes.
And bridge cameras.
Yeah. So that's it for
camera news. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was talking to Steve yesterday.
Yeah.
About, I don't even know. I think I was listening to ABBA. So I was like, I was thinking of you Steve, because I was listening to ABBA, because he always talked about his disco days.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay.
And we were talking about that, and we have decided that once COVID is over, you, me, Caitlin, Steve, and anybody else who wants to join, we're going to find fucking disco. And we're going. We are going. I have so many hippie outfits in my closet that I am too afraid to wear outside. That just sit there and collect dust. I'm fucking busting them out.
I never liked disco, though. I never did disco. I was a...
Not even ABBA?
No. Now, mind you, I've seen... Oh, God, what are they called? No. Friends of mine, they have an ABBA cover band.
Oh, cool.
And I've seen them play. They did a really, really good job. They're really good. Fuck, I can't remember what they're called. I'll insert it here when I find it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go. I never thought I'd like disco, but then there's just some ABBA songs that I'm just like, this is unreal.
We watched a movie last night, The Sound of Metal.
Is it about metal music?
It's about it's a metal drummer who has lost his hearing.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it was really neat watching it because a lot of the audio was made to sound what he was hearing.
Yeah.
And there's parts of it where it's like he could still hear, but it's very, very muffled.
Yeah.
And it was interesting watching that because I was in a hair band in the 80s.
Yeah.
And there were days.
Hair bands.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that hit me later. Wait, can you still join a hair band? That's what I'd like to know.
I'd have to get a wig.
Okay, continue.
Anyways, there were days where I would have that hearing. Like
that's weird.
Severely muffled
hearing,
and it's just... So I was telling Sue, like, it kind of hit close to home because that, like, hearing that muffled sound, it was like, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember being concerned about my hearing and then be at a bar the next night drunk and...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I play. And I think that, like, I was trying to explain to Sue, that's probably why... Or I wasn't trying to explain. I explained to Sue that's probably why, like, a lot of times she's like, can you turn the TV down?
Probably.
It's because I probably have some hearing loss. I've never got my hearing tested.
Yeah.
So.
Want to borrow my hearing aid?
What?
I was about to repeat it. Oh my god.
And then he got implants. Not breast implants.
Okay. Whew.
You got hearing implants.
I was like, that's a little random. Okay.
And it was interesting listening to that because it sounded just like static and voices electronically talking through the static.
Is that how they work?
That's what it sounded like.
That's interesting.
And it's like, I would not be able to live like that. Like,
yeah.
Wow. And it's not just the voices, everything is trying to play through that static sound.
That would drive me nuts.
So like a bus going by, it's now an electronically
That's so weird. I don't know why I've
static
never...
sounding bus. Like, oh, yeah.
That's crazy. I don't... That'd be nuts. I can't even function wearing my hearing aid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... and that's not even electronic. That's just amplified.
Yeah.
But that would be very difficult for that piece of electronics to differentiate between what you need to hear and what you don't need to hear, because hearing aids don't even do that unless you have like an FM system.
Yeah.
For voices.
Yeah, it's very... You gotta watch it. It's on...
Yeah.
Well, no, you can't watch it.
What's it on?
Crave.
I can download it.
Yeah.
Don't come for me. I'm poor. Yeah, that would drive me nuts. I mean, I guess it would be good for people who don't hear at all. They'd rather choose that, but...
Yeah.
Well, I know some people don't choose that. Some people will just stay away from it.
Yeah.
I know it's obviously not comparable, but I keep thinking to the hearing aid. Were you at work when I had that issue?
You had a lot of issues at work.
Thank you. In case anybody hasn't picked up yet, I'm supposed to wear a hearing aid.
Yeah.
My eardrum in my left ear. My eardrum in my left ear blew when I was in grade 2.
Yeah.
Or ruptured is the proper word. It blew. That fucker blew. She wasn't strong enough. Some kid either, I can't remember if it was a trumpet or they screamed. It was really loud. And my ear just started bleeding.
Yeah.
It was metal as hell. Just come out of the bus. Yeah. Blood running down the side of my face. And I'm supposed to wear a hearing aid. Whoa, hearing aid. But I don't. Because I don't wear it because it just it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
Because I can hear someone, let's say in the store, on the other side of the store, or something, at the same volume as someone in front of me.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a lot, especially with the ADD. Like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
This already happens in my head. I don't need this happening outside of my head. But I don't know if you were there. My audio track when I did that was so loud. I don't know if you were there, but my good ear was clogged. This is disgusting.
Oh, okay.
And I was going back and forth to walking clinics and stuff.
Yes, I remember that.
And I thought I had like Meniere's disease or whatever, which is a thing where you just get like vertigo and it fills up. And I was like, oh fuck, are you kidding me? So I had this clogged ear where I could hear nothing out of it for over a month in my good ear. Also during COVID. So lucky me got to wear glasses, a mask, and a hearing aid on this side, which didn't differentiate properly sounds.
Yeah.
And my ear was fucking out here because there was so much behind it. Like glasses, mask, hearing aid. Hearing aid would fall it was a pain in the ass. And it just needed to get flushed.
Yeah.
It's just dirty. That was so annoying. Everybody I knew that didn't know I had a hearing aid knew I had a hearing aid after that. I felt like an 80-year-old. Soft-spoken people would come in and I can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
I get the frustrations.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that happening, and so I would always make sure I was on your good side, which was now
At
your
the time?
Yeah. Your good side before, which is now your bad bad side, and I'd always speak quietly.
You talk shit.
Yeah, and I'd sneak up on you. And
I remember Jordan would purposely. I mean, we were wearing masks, but if nobody was in the store, he'd cover his mouth when he was talking, so I couldn't fucking hear anything. Or, like, understand it.
Yeah. Because you could read lips a little bit, too.
I can, yeah. That's how I got by without a hearing aid for so long, but yeah. COVID doesn't fucking help with that.
Nope. I'd rather be deaf than blind.
Yeah, me too.
For sure, 100%. I'd rather be deaf than blind.
Because with being deaf, you can still feel... I mean, I'm not trying to say that being deaf is amazing, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can still feel vibrations.
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine back in high school, his parents were deaf.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah. And they drove us somewhere, and they had the music on in their car. And they had the most amazing sound system because the whole fucking car vibrated.
Yeah.
And they were playing like Led Zeppelin or something like that.
Oh,
and it was
cool.
just like, oh my God. And I'm like, why is their music so loud? They're both deaf. And he looks at me, he's like, they feel the vibrations of the music. And I'm like, oh wow. Like,
yeah.
I never even thought of that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how to segue out of this topic now.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, we actually talked about camera news. You're
Yeah.
welcome, people.
Yeah.
Ricard. He started listening again, and he was like, you guys don't talk about camera stuff a lot, eh?
Yeah, we do.
Or he didn't say it like that. He's
Sort
just
of.
like, so much for camera news. And I'm like, when we feel like it.
Yeah.
You just got to get through the first topics.
Yes. Well, we talk about movies and TV shows a lot.
That's cinematography.
Exactly. We talk about the cinematography of it. In The Sound of Metal,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a lot of no soundtrack, like no background music.
Yeah.
There's like a whole lot of that. There's a lot of silence. And yeah,
We'll have to watch it.
it's really good.
Add it to the
Excuse
list.
me. Anyways, that's it for episode 28
28.
of F That.
Photo chat.
Toodaloo.
Motherfuckers.